Why one artist, and why did we choose the artwork that we chose? I did not want to have strange looking non-human characters or cartoon characters. When we first were doing the project, I thought I was going to use artwork from the old masters. And when Lee Fredrickson, the designer, gave me the first sample, it was the story of Abraham offering his son Isaac, and they were going up the mountain. But because different artists were used, they basically made 3 different clothing changes, sandal changes, the way the censer looked. And when I got the story, I thought, we're finished, like the project is over, because there would be no facial recognition, and you couldn't even recognize the same characters within the story because the artist put a different face, a different body, different clothes, different shoes on the individual. And then I talked again to Elmer Towns, and he's like, well, I said I had some connection to some artwork. And he said, would you like to see it? I said, sure. And little did I know, the artwork that he connected me to, I was very familiar with. James Pageant was commissioned in 1970 to do the Bible. He was known for his facial detail and the ability to express emotion in his artwork. He was known for his biblical accuracy in clothing and housing and biblical accuracy according to Scripture. Had no idea we could get our hands on this artwork, but when the sample came, I looked at it and I immediately knew it was James Pageant's artwork. And Gospel Light in Ventura, California was kind enough to grant me access to those files. We flew our designer out to California. He scanned in all of those images. I think it was over 2,300 images. He color corrected them because they were just in a vault, dead, because everything now in the printing world is digital. But we gave them back a digital color corrected copy of what I consider to be, to my knowledge, the largest body of artwork on the Bible ever done in the world that was done by one man. The significance is, once you see David, he just ages in the Bible. Ruth always looks like Ruth. Peter always looks like Peter. There's facial recognition, which is incredible. But the big reason for pictures is no one on the planet, regardless of our language, thinks in letters or words or symbols. We think, more importantly, we remember much better with pictures. So what we'll do a lot of times when we're visiting with a family or showing this to someone, we'll have them read Exodus chapter 31 and verse 18. And it says, I'll read it to you. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God. Then we'll take the sheet away from them and say, okay, what do you guys remember from what they just read? And they'll be like, if they have Bible knowledge, they'll be like, the tablets. And I'm like, whoa. Look at that verse again. Show me the word tablets. And they're like, it says tables of stone. I said, okay, if a child or somebody that has never seen a Bible read tables of testimony, tables of stone, what are they picturing? Obviously, a table. And when somebody that does have Bible knowledge translates in their head and they say tablet, even though that's not what it says here in the King James Version, if you walk up to a young person 30 years of age or 30, even 50 years old today, and you say the word tablet, what picture comes to their mind? Exactly. And so our basic mission or goal was to turn as much of this, the Bible, as we possibly could into short story and picture format. So we'll turn just to the opening page and we'll be like, okay, which is easier to understand and remember, that verse or that picture? Once you see that picture, you will not be able to forget that verse, because that is a picture of that verse. And that's the idea behind, we wound up using a little over 1,500 of the full color memory picture. Lee made them absolutely beautiful. The colors just pop. But because there's so much of the Bible covered with 400 stories, with all these pictures, grandparent, parent, or child can remember so much more of the Bible because of the pictures. It is, to my knowledge, the largest collection in the world, and we are very excited at how the pictures makes it easier to understand and much easier to remember massive amounts of the Bible. Make sure you share this video and look us up on YouTube for the next one in the Why series.